Hello, dearest, and welcome to this new Accounting Smart class. My name is Abdul Ghani Fuad Hussain. Video about the basic setup to get your accounting live we're gonna see here. Together, the last pillar of the basic, so for the taxes, there are different things that you need to consider in order to get your configuration right. First thing is to define properly. The taxes set up, so basically activate the taxes that you need and don't need choose the right input accounts the tax rates. Then we're gonna see together the fiscal positions, and lastly, do your client needs a classic tax system or a cash basis tax? First, let's talk about the best practice. So when updating the taxes, my advice. Always good group by tax application or tax type, so you're going to split the tax for purchases and the tax for sales to make sure that you don't mess up. Because the names are quite similar, you're going to have the same rate for both purchases and sales, and you can archive, don't delete, because you may never know when you need a new tax, and a tax configuration is quite complex, so it's always best to archive them so you don't use them in your daily activities. But make sure that you can already get updating and not creating the accounts. In the chat of accounts enables you to avoid too much changes in the tax account. So for each tax we're going to see that together you have a default tax account in the configuration. If you create new accounts for taxes in your chart of accounts when you update, then you're going to have to go through all the taxes and make sure to change it, rather that if you update the default tax account it's going to be. Review all the taxes configurations when creating a new tax. So if there is one tax that doesn't exist in the system and you need to create it, it's always best to duplicate the most similar tax and update it, because as I said, it's a complex configuration and you might forget it at some point, so it's really important that duplicate an existing one and just adapt the configuration based on what you need. Lastly, and we're going to see that in detail, tax credits are super important. You may have seen in your configuration little tax grades with random numbers or expressions. These are the link between the journal items and the tax report, so it's really important that you define them properly. They should be defined properly in the UE system, and then afterwards that's how you can have a proper tax. Topic is about the fiscal position. So what is a fiscal position? So based on your clients and vendors country, you need sometimes a different tax rate. That should be applied because it's a different transaction type. You need tax rates involve different rates and so on. So fiscal position is a set of rules that map default taxes as defined on the product form or as default tax into other taxes because of and also in the fiscal position you can define a detect automatically feature. Just having the system all automated, so let's jump right into the database top. See how all this works. So if you want to access to the taxes, you need to go in the configuration menu and check the EU tax. So for Belgium, for example, you see that